I arrived in the United States in September 1968. I took a TWA flight for New York City instead of Chicago, where, as agreed from Rome, I should have gone. I had to be presented by Professor Giulio Carlo Argan to the owner of the Rome Gallery in Chicago, Mrs. Ernestine. She very much appreciated my sculptures, which were exhibited at the Pogliani Ferro di Cavallo Gallery on Via Gregoriana in Rome, a show presented by Cesare Vivaldi and Agnese De Donato. The agreement with Mrs. Ernestine for my exhibition was to live and work in Chicago. My choice to stop in New York changed my future, maybe to getting better. I loved this island of Manhattan. It seemed natural to think that the sculptors born from the magic belly of New York City should receive a kind of blessing before leaving for the exhibition in Chicago. The place chosen was the Metropolitan Museum, which in those years was supposed to be the genius loci of modern and contemporary art. New York City, 1970. The 1970 opened with the first Earth Day Central Park. Then the first marathon of New York City, and also the first performance at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Today, the Ovoids performance of 1970 is the memory of the freedom we have lost. a grand gesture, a votive ceremony, a performance with the participation of some of my close friends. You can see now what happened that Sunday of July of 1970. Take your time. On the end, after metropolitan employers confiscated the Ovoids, there will be some interview done by Dan Friedman on the steps of the museum.
Think of this? What do you think's going on?
I have no opinion. All I know, you're endangering the lives of people walking up and down these stairs.
Your impressions of that event just now?
I think that we resent very much the fact that you are the oppressed instead of the oppressors. You gonna take that?
It's on.
Good. I think that you imagine you're oppressed, but that you would like to be the oppressors.
Oh, really what's going on is someone would like to change roles.
That's what I believe, yes. Isn't that true of most isms?
What ism do you think was being displayed today?
Some leftist-ism.
A leftist-ism.
Perhaps a schismism.
A schismism. A gapism.
Something like that.
I see. And do you feel anything will come of it, positive?
Nothing will come of it. It was a novel idea, and these things are a lot more artistic than some of the garbage you see in museums, but nothing will come of it.
Did you see the guard break up the pieces?
I think I saw one of them, yes.
How did you feel about that?
Well, they don't belong on the steps of the museum. Perhaps to him it wasn't great art.
Why doesn't it belong in the steps of the museum?
Because the powers that be don't accept it as a museum piece, as a proper manifestation of artistic endeavor.
What did you think of those objects?
No, I'm not so good in English, I'm a German, but I think it's a very good idea, because arts, they can't do days that they bring arts into the museum, and there's no social effect, you see.
Well, I like the art. I think it had a point, definitely. But then, I'm a little baffled as to the person who called the guy a motherfucker, because I don't see that solves anything either. I mean, that guy, the worker who took down that art, sure, he was... Okay, it's his job.
You thought he was justified in breaking it?
No, I don't think it was justified, you see. But I think the guy is of that level of mentality. And I think he's one of the oppressed people that we're talking about here. He's not a free person. He's oppressed by the art elite that runs.
What do you think it'll accomplish?
Fantastic. I don't know what it's going to accomplish, but I think it points out kind of how the museum feels about art and people.
Did you read the manifesto over there?
I think the last statement on the top sums it up. The museum spends millions of dollars to buy an art elite, and the museums are guilty of classism and racism. Pretty well sums up a lot of how the museum feels.
How did you feel about that manifesto on the eggs?
Excellent. Quite excellent. I believe in it.
Thank you.
Has the guard taken all these little things and thrown them away?
I think so.
Well, I'll keep